Hello, 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 and welcome to Emotional Response Podcast. This is Life Coaching with Inc. Hi, how are you? How are things? I know they are well because we are alive and doing well. We're ending the year out 2018. And before I go any further, I just want to let people know that they need to give thanks. Give thanks because things could be worse than what they really are. Yes, death has happened this year. Yes, losses financially have happened. Yes, friendships have been removed from your life. But give thanks. Give thanks because you're living, you're moving, and you're having your being. And if nobody else can tell you that, I definitely can tell you because my year has been very traumatic. And yet I still have a posture of thankfulness. Thankfulness for shelter, thankfulness for clothing, thankfulness for vehicles, just thankful for the creature comforts. Because I guarantee you, the things that you take for granted, someone, somewhere in the world is praying that they have those things. So you must give thanks. Give thanks. Catch yourself. Because bad things can happen to anyone. And let me just say this. Because bad happens to someone, you shouldn't always equate it to God is not in their life. God is not around them. God has no dealings in their life. When in actuality, they have a very close relationship with God. But life itself is a roller coaster. No one's exempt. And just when you think you are, life has a way of giving you a body punch to remind you that no one is exempt. So give thanks. Give thanks. And for those that are suffering around you, extend a hand. You are the hands and feet of God's grace and mercy. Extend a hand if you have time. Those under the sound of my voice, I challenge you for Christmas, between now and the 25th, to actually allow a name to be laid on your heart and you extend them a financial blessing. Just cause. And I don't mean to sound preachy, and maybe I do, but I don't want a minute to go by without reminding people to stay thankful. You don't even have to give someone a financial blessing between now and the 25th. You could just stay thankful. God is no respecter of person. He blesses everyone, whether they extend themselves or not. So let me take that away. It's not a mandatory. It's just an option. Maybe because I was watching Facebook and this girl did this Cash App post. And it said, everyone under this post, list your Cash App. And then those that are watching, they pick one name out of the Cash App batch and they give them a financial blessing. I thought that was so cute. And even now, I'm just saying it because I think it'll be decent to just do. Not because you'll get some extra blessings. I don't know. Just an act of kindness is always nice. It's always decent. Because, number one, people don't have to. They don't have to be kind. They don't have to be lenient. They don't have to be understanding of your situation. So, above everything, give thanks. Below everything, give thanks. Around everything, give thanks. Give thanks. That's my little side message before we continue. Now, we're going back into the topic, is being faithful hard? Is being faithful hard? And my initial response and my remaining response is hell yeah. Hell yeah. And as I was closing the last episode, I was talking about bitterness and unresolved issues. You want to make sure you manicure yourself. Because one thing about relationships, they will put you in a position where you have to work on you. So if you're used to ducking your issues, avoiding them, walking around saying that's just me, relationships is not for you. It's not. It's not. It's really not. In order for a healthy relationship to flourish, you have to work on you. And a lot of times people jump in relationships and they look at the flaws of their significant other and they say, you need to fix this by this time, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. Life and time has a way of fixing those things with your mate. You work on you. You work on you. And just to expound on that topic of unresolved issues, you have to understand who you are and spend time with you. There are insecurities that have been shaped through past hurt. If I'm not reiterating it or bringing it up newly, I need to say this again. There are insecurities shaped from past experiences. And you must be well acquainted with those experiences enough to not let them dominate you, but you dominate them. Pain is real. Disappointment is real. And someone might have cheated on you. Someone might have missed all the expectations that you wanted in a relationship. And you felt like you exhausted more than enough time with them. Even that has shaped you. And this is the key thing in controlling your insecurities. When they arise, you have to be so well acquainted of them that you identify them and then respond instead of react. The response is, okay, this comes from, and actually state the source. Is this reality right now? No. Does it feel familiar? Sure. But certain things can seem familiar and they still not be the same thing. That's why I say dominate your insecurities. There's a movie that came out years ago with Tom Cruise called Eyes Wide Shut. And in that movie, Tom Cruise could not handle what, and this wasn't even a past issue, his wife had expressed she had a dream about another man other than him. And she told him detail by detail. Without it being spoken, you as the viewer already knew that Tom Cruise had the expectation that as she was being his wife, she would only think, dream, and feel for him instead of another man. And when she expressed that dream, it was earth-shattering for him because of his expectation of wanting her to not dream of anybody except for him. And so here it is. She expresses this dream in a very casual way because that's her husband and she feels comfortable with him. However, he can't handle the exposure of her dream life. So, instead of dominating his insecurities and recognizing his shortcomings, he lets his insecurities dominate him, which in turn turns into a spiral of reactions. And he tries to make several attempts to go out and fulfill a sexual desire. We can say in hopes of alleviating the insecurity he had of her possibly sleeping with another man. This is how multi-layered insecurities are. Because this is the key thing. It was just a dream. She showed no actions that she was entertaining any other men. She wasn't doing any actions outside the house. And these was his insecurities that came from her being too truthful about what's going on in her thoughts and dream life. He almost risked his health. He almost risked his livelihood. He almost risked his life. And so, is being faithful hard? Yes. Because sometimes you can be your worst enemy and give yourself a reason that's unreasonable, that doesn't calculate to work in your favor. And it's all emotionally led. And you have to be able to catch yourself and say, because these insecurities are occurring, that don't mean in hopes of shielding myself from pain, let me go and do X, Y, and Z. And I see this in society in so many different ways. Women saying, if men could do it, I could do it. Or men saying they will never trust a woman again after experiencing a hurt. And so they could very well meet a very loving woman that has their best interests in mind, but because their past experiences, they are shaped and compelled to be reactive and shield themselves from a fake fear, a fake pain, because she genuinely has a heart for you. So you must embrace all of you and recognize when your insecurities are arising and not let them dominate your actions. So this is where faithfulness